In late 1960, early 1961, it was clear to the Cubans that something was up. A lot of U.S. military hardware was moving into the Caribbean area, Marines on ships, airplanes at Homestead Air Force Base in South Florida. What in the world was going on here? Well, to a Cuban in those days, it only meant one thing: the U.S. is getting ready to invade Cuba. Where can Cuba turn? If they're not going to capitulate to the U.S., and Castro, again, is not a capitulating kind. Well, what other force in the world at that time, in the eyes of a Cuban, a bunch of Cubans in the 30s who have no experience of the Soviet Union, but who understand the Soviet Union to be the adversary of the United States, to have nuclear weapons, and to be basically the other superpower. That's what they have to do. That was thought through in great detail in the Cuban leadership, and they decided either we turn to the Soviets or we cease to exist. The Soviets were shocked. They weren't ready for this. Their first reaction when Castro sent his brother, Raul, who, as I speak, is the new leader in Cuba, sent his brother Raul to Cuba, was to kind of give him the cold shoulder. We don't trust these people because they won't follow orders. That was how that started.
But it became essentially too tantalizing, really, for the Soviet Union to not eventually respond. I mean, imagine to be able to have a satellite ally right on the border of the U.S.
The Soviet Union at this particular moment in time is they have people going all over the world trying to line up satellites, and people basically don't find them that interesting. And now, one of the most interesting leaders and one of the most interesting countries that is, in effect, sticking it to the United States, comes to you and says, we want you to help us. The Cubans go to the Soviets. This is a new experience for them. They don't even know what to do because they're in the business of traveling around the world trying to dig up allies to fight off the U.S. allies. And now here come the Cubans, 90 miles from Florida, and they say, can you help us?